Hello and welcome back to another episode of the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Podcast. My name is Andrew Laird, Senior Soccer Editor of RotoWire. Joined on this Thursday, December 17th by Jordan Cooper, to talk about Saturday's Premier League slate. Jordan, we've had these prices for like 28-ish minutes. And I'm pretty sure that everything we talk about is going to go right out the window when all of these teams like heavily rotate after playing this midweek.
Right, we're not really going to know how they're going to react to having the fixture congestion because, I mean, it seems like I just played some of these players.
Right, we did,
right? Because we actually just did.
Right, the slate paid out about 6 minutes ago, and then here we are trying to figure out what they're going to do on Saturday.
Right, but I mean, it's teams. I mean, we're going to get probably the most important lineup. We're at least going to get first.
Yep.
So that's good. So Man City are a minus 204 away favorite to Southampton, and that's the highest total on the slate, or a little over 3. Then Everton are a plus 139 home favorite to Arsenal, and that's not the lowest total, but it's about 2.5. And then Newcastle is a plus 165 home favorite to Fulham, and that's the lowest total. 2.25. And on this slate, apparently, DraftKings finally have accurately priced Man City, except for one player, who may start on Saturday.
Right. Who may? Yeah. So like, I agree. Like, obviously, we want the Man City lineup. Arsenal rotated pretty heavily in the midweek, so I feel like we should be able to get a better idea of how they'll line up. Like, I don't expect them to go back to what they had. They drew Southampton, had a red card though, so I guess I played some into it, but you have to imagine that Willian comes back instead of Pepe and possibly Lacazette. You're not playing Lacazette in cash at all, but
and we're not expecting James to be back for Everton.
I mean, even if he's back, I mean, he's been out for like 2 weeks. Like, I don't know.
If he's back, he's in the 18, but he doesn't start.
Right.
Like, that's how I see it. I mean, based on what press conferences, it seems like they're expecting him to be back for the following game.
Right.
And even then, it may just be a substitute appearance.
Yeah. The trickiest part with him, like if he really was like possibly playing, is that the pivots are really just more Man City guys, and they play first. So it's not like it's an easy pivot away from James if for some reason you were going that way anyway.
Right, but I don't think this is the type of slate where I'm saying how much Man City do you fit in.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, if you were depending on James and couldn't find somebody else, like, you're not paying 9,700 for a forward from any of the other teams on the slate other than Man City.
Right, well, he's the most expensive. Well, he's the second most expensive player in the player pool.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have to worry about James.
Yeah. So how much Man City do you want?
I think, truthfully, you don't need more than 2. And it's quite possible you don't need more than 1.
Yeah, I agree.
It really depends on how they line up. I think, since we're talking about Man City, I know it's not at forward. The top floor-ceiling combination player on the slate in the all of EPL is Kevin De Bruyne, 11-1 at midfield. But it's possible maybe he doesn't even start. I mean,
he didn't play at all.
Rotate.
He didn't play at all midweek. You have to imagine he starts. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you never know. But I mean, yes, most likely he's in. So it really comes down to in cash games, you're probably playing.
Yes.
Right. So it just comes down to what other Man City players, and now they've priced up Sterling to 9,400, Mahrez to 9,100, Jesus to 7,900, but not Aguero.
Not Sergio Aguero. Yeah.
Right. So Aguero's sitting there at 6,700. If he starts up top, he will have the highest anytime goal scoring odds on the entire slate for the biggest favorite with the highest total. Yeah, I'm just going to play him at that point.
And it's the first game, so we know it's not. There's no getting caught into having to rely on him. Like we'll know right away.
Right, but if he's not in, Like, I don't think if I mean, obviously, out of the forward eligible options for Man City, Mahrez is the most appealing, but I don't think any of these guys are necessary. I think
Agreed,
I
yeah.
mean you can play Sterling, Mahrez. Jesus has like no floor, but I mean I guess.
I mean, there's no way you play Sterling over Mahrez in cash.
No, if they both start, but there could be a case where Torres starts
Sure.
and it's Torres, Sterling, Jesus, and there is no Mahrez.
Yes.
And Torres is only midfield eligible.
Yeah, and I don't
makes
think
no sense because he should be MF.
Yes.
Right? If Sterling's MF, if Mahrez is MF, right? I mean, that's where Torres plays.
Right. And to kind of nail the point home, like this isn't a slate where you're throwing in Bernardo Silva at 6,400 because you're like, I need to fill a forward spot and I just need Man City. Like I think he's always a terrible play, but this isn't a slate.
He's not the worst in the world.
Correct.
I mean,
he's not
more
the
likely
worst.
we have forward options from other teams that
Right.
are appealing enough to play. I think with the rotation, playing Willian at 7,200,
Yep.
why not?
Yeah.
And you could say kind of the same thing with Cavallero at 6,900.
Mm-hmm.
Fulham. I mean, I'd prefer Willian, and it really depends on the Fulham lineup.
That's the problem, and they're the late game.
But I mean, it's quite possible that Cavallero at 6,900 is fine even in a midfield spot. So it may be the type of thing where he's in your utility, heading into the late game.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if he's out though, like you're heading in with like Alexander Mitrovic.
Well, that's why I said it.
Oh, gives his utility. Yeah.
You're not putting him in the forward spot, so that's why.
Yeah.
Like you.
That's fair.
I mean, you can, but I mean, it's going to be. I mean, you could do a 2v2. You could end up with like an Almiron in there and switch out another guy. I mean, Newcastle versus Fulham is not like the most appealing match on the slate, so that's I'm not purposely going after it. I think that
it's literally the least appealing.
Right, it's the least appealing match on the slate. But I mean, you're not going to play Calvert-Lewin at 7,400 in cash, right?
No, but I wouldn't call you crazy if you played Richarlison in cash.
At 8,300?
Mm-hmm. Against Arsenal?
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, you'd play him over Ings, you'd play him over Lookman, you'd play him over Gale or whoever starts up top for Newcastle or Che Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could play Aubameyang again.
Mm-hmm.
7,000. I played last night. I played Aubameyang over Sigurdsson,
I saw that.
and I got bailed out.
I mean, well, yeah. 13.8 with the goal.
I knew I was giving up floor for the sake of ceiling. I just didn't think that. I mean, for 6,300 that past late, I just thought that like Sigurdsson could get me 8, Aubameyang as a floor could get me 5, but Aubameyang could get me 20, and Sigurdsson can't. I
mean, it was like a 2.5 point difference in the end.
It meant that I had some 1v1s and head-to-heads just like that. So,
okay.
2.5 points meant a lot to me.
Yeah, all right. Do you think Almiron's the cheapest forward people really consider in cash?
I mean, depending on how they line up, even though you wouldn't know, is like De Cordova-Reed as kind of a wing back. I mean, he can. He's no worse than Miguel Almiron, so why the hell not? There's no one else that would be cheaper that would be in, right? And Nketiah is not going to start again.
Probably not.
Right.
Joe
Linton. I mean, you might as well play Almiron.
Right. Yeah, I don't see anybody else at Saka maybe, but 7,500.
Start again either.
I'm not going there.
Right.
Do you think there's going to be a consistent second forward if Willian is one of them?
I think it's going to be one of the Man City guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be Aguero if he starts. So
sure.
I mean, that's what it's going to. It's Willian and Aguero.
Yeah, right. Right.
There's no question about that. And I'd rather that, so I don't have to rely on having Ivan Cavallero in my life.
Right.
But I could see Aubameyang being the second. I could see 2 Arsenal forwards. I could see if Bernardo starts. I could see Bernardo. I mean, I could see any of these guys. I'm just not sure if there's a second midfielder worth paying up for. I know you may. Maybe you're going to correct me.
Of course there is.
Of course, right.
It depends. It depends
that you always tell me, and I don't blame at that price.
It depends how far up is for you. That's all. It's not the guy you're thinking of.
It's not Matt Ritchie?
No.
Okay, because that's why I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
At midfield, we have De Bruyne, we have Ward-Prowse, who I'm not going to play against Man City at 8,500, and then Matt Ritchie. That's why I thought you were going to be like, why aren't we playing Matt Ritchie against Fulham?
Why aren't we playing that? Why aren't we playing?
I mean, he can. I mean, I'm not saying that he can't. But if you tell me that Phil Foden's in the lineup for Man City, I'd rather play Phil Foden. I'd rather play Ferran Torres at 6,300. I mean, I'd rather play a Man City guy at that price.
I'm
burying a lead.
What's that?
I'm burying a lead.
I think the problem is that he's in the late game and they can rotate plenty, but I think you play Ryan Fraser at 6,600.
Oh, really? Oh, you're going to go there? Oh, I was going to say you play Sigurdsson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sigurdsson was a lock. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, that's the point that I was making. It was like
I'm sorry. I skipped.
You play a Man City player. Whatever.
He's not in my player pool here on my screen because he's already in the line. Sorry.
Oh, but that's the point. So you don't have to worry about playing Ryan Fraser at 6,600. How do you play Ryan Fraser if they're going to rotate back and Shelby and Richie and Ryan Fraser ain't going to start?
Well, I mean, who knows?
Right. You're right. Who knows? Of course, anything can happen.
But if you I don't think you played Richie. Like, I think Richie's too expensive. And I think Frazier with Richie is fine. Like, didn't that happen last game? Didn't they both start? Or did Richie not start? Oh,
no,
Richie didn't start. Okay.
Right, that's the reason why last slate I wanted to play Ryan Frazier at 4,400. The problem is that
we didn't know.
Leave 7,000 on the table.
Right. I mean, that's what it was. Right.
And that slate was just it wasn't enough raw points for me, so I just didn't even end up playing him.
No, but it was.
But she was on the second slate. The second slate was
right. That's where we needed him.
That's when we needed.
Yeah, except he would have been.
Also, I played Townsend over Ben Rama, and I got there that way because I was going to pay 7,100 for that guy.
Frazier would have been 9,300 on the second slate, though.
Yeah, that's right. He would have been. But why not Shelby at 6,000? What's wrong?
Yeah, no, I think he's fine.
Okay.
I think there's just a lot of fine after De Bruyne and Sigurdsson.
I think there's a lot of fine on this entire slate. I feel like outside of Aguero, like no one is underpriced. Like everyone is like, okay, that's
about right.
That's about right. I mean, I think James Ward-Prowse is overpriced at 8,500 in that matchup. But there's like underpriced wise. I think Willian is probably underpriced.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I think Ward-Prowse is correctly priced.
Against Man City?
Yeah. I mean, if you just go through his game log, the guy absolutely crushes.
Who cares about his game log?
I'm saying that's why his price is there. I mean,
okay, well, I'm telling you that you don't go through his game log and make a price that way.
But I'm saying, if you went through the game log, he'd be 10,000.
Right, and that would be 4,000 too much.
All right. Fine. Is there...
In the mid-range of midfield, there's no one. There's nothing. Who are you playing? Anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000 is like who? Who's here?
It's it's just guys. Same thing. Actually, let me rephrase. I think Alex Iwobi at 4,600 might be okay.
Okay, because it's a revenge game. Because Walcott got his revenge the last game. Now Iwobi's going to get his revenge.
Right. That's how it works. It's as simple as that. I
guess so. I mean, they're Arsenal. They're not very good.
Right. Well, I mean, you're getting an attacking winger on a favored team for 4,600. That's all it is.
Right. So you play Bernard. I don't know the last time he started. But I mean, no. just saying in general.
No, it will be 22 crosses in the last 3 games. That's all we need.
Okay.
And then Arsenal, he'll send one in, and Arsenal will just tackle somebody in the box, and then you get your Sigurdsson penalty.
Right.
It's very simple.
Does Mesut Ozil play soccer anymore?
No. He gets paid a lot of money by a soccer team, but he does not actually play soccer.
Like, what happens if Mesut Ozil starts at 3,200? It's like, let me take a look at his past 10 game log. Oh, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's from 4 years ago with Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean, there's a long shot possibility to like Harrison Reed takes set pieces for Fulham at 3,000. That's more about like he plays, but it's more like if other guys don't, he could.
Right, and people tried doing that the last slate, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, Joe Willock could start for Arsenal at 3,000 instead of Ozil, but like I don't.
Instead of Ozil, everyone is going to start instead of Ozil.
Right. But I just don't think you need to be down here. Like the only reason you'd be down low is because you're stacking Man City, and I'm not sure you need to stack Man City.
Right. And I also don't think there's anyone to pay for a defense.
Right. I mean, there's
I'd
really
rather
not.
punt a defender.
I mean, all of the we were just talking about how there are really no great midfielders, but like you play any of the Newcastle midfielders like Fraser or Shelvey way ahead of Cancelo or Kyle Walker.
Right.
The Fulham guys are overpriced.
No, I think they're efficiently priced.
I mean,
I played Robinson last slate at 4,700. So what's wrong with this? They're playing Newcastle. Yeah. Robinson plays as a wingback. Fulham plays with a three-man back line. So I never mind their fullbacks. Am I rushing to play these guys at these prices? No, but I mean, they're efficiently priced. You're making it out like, oh, there's no way you play a Fulham defender. Well, why not?
No, I don't think you do. I mean, if they play as wingbacks, but like he doesn't cross that much.
Yeah, he does.
3, 1, 1. He used to cross.
4, 5, 11, 1, 6. Okay, it happens.
All right. I'm not. I mean,
do you think Maitland-Niles is going to start again for Arsenal?
I don't, but he should. I think Mendy's cheap, and always not. He's always efficiently priced when it comes down to it. That's the worst part.
Right.
You're like, oh, he's cheap, and you're like, oh, I just paid 4,500 for 4 more points again. Why do I keep doing this?
Right, and it was 6, and then he got a yellow card.
Right. I think the Newcastle, like if Jamal Lewis starts, he's fine.
Or Kraft.
Yeah.
The Everton guys, they're not fullbacks.
Yeah, they started 4 center backs earlier this week.
Right, but I mean, I saw people roster Holgate.
Yeah.
And of course they get bailed out with a goal, but like dude, they're not bombing forward.
No. Like
him and Godfrey, and like they're
very much center backs.
Right, they're very much whatever.
Coleman could start. And I think you could
that.
Play him at 4,400.
Yeah. But I think you're in this range. I think whatever it is, it is.
I think you look at all of these guys and you say they have a floor of like 3 or 4 points. And is that better than paying 2,800 for Yerry Mina?
Right.
And I'm not sure it is worth it. Like, I think you could play a center back in cash.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then you'll play Mendy, who just scores like a center back.
Right.
But he's fast and he's on the wing, so we get excited.
Right.
But I don't see the path of paying up at defender.
I don't see the path of paying up at goalkeeper.
Do you think McCarthy is the most popular?
I mean, it really depends on your lineup construction.
I mean, it's a decent salary difference between McCarthy at 3,900 to Leno is the next cheapest at 45.
True, but I could see people rostering guys in the Newcastle Fulham, Areola or Darlow.
Yeah, but 4,700s. I mean, that's
so. I'm able to. I'm not paying up for Matt Ritchie. I could have him.
I guess.
To me, this whole construction depends on whether or not Aguero starts.
Yeah.
Like that I mean, that's really the linchpin of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I don't have to worry about Caballero, or I could play him in the utility. Then I don't have to care about paying up for Mahrez. And it kind of makes it easier to fit around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite possible that even if Aguero starts, that you're playing 3-man City player. I mean, that's if you want to play Aguero, Mahrez, Willian, De Bruyne, and then punt to 2 defender spots. I don't think that's absolutely crazy on this slate.
Mahrez, Aguero, De Bruyne, and Willian.
Right.
And Sigurdsson? I don't think.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to play Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
Or something. I mean, if you're paying up and, you're playing 3-man City plays. Or let's say Torres starts. So you're playing Willian, Aguero, Torres, KDB. Like, that would make more sense. Now you can play Sigurdsson in the utility in that lineup.
Yeah. You get the safety of Torres starting. I think that whoever of Frazier or Shelby is better than Torres.
Okay.
But you won't know who it is until...
Right. You won't know. You have no clue.
Yeah. So take a center back from that game and then just...
Right. Well, yeah, you could switch. Do it 2v2.
Or a fullback from that game, because then the center backs will be cheaper.
Right.
Or we'll get, where was he? 2,700? Yeah, we'll get a 2,700 DeAndre Yedlin.
When's the last time he played?
Actually, he did play recently.
Was it in a cup game?
No. He came on 4 minutes against West Brom.
Oh, okay, 4 minutes. That's exactly what I want to roster a guy for.
Yeah. But per 90, he's averaging 0 everything.
Oh, okay. At least he's consistent.
He didn't even complete a pass in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Not one.
I'll play Yedlin and Ozil together in the same line.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know how you lose that one.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, Yedlin had a clearance. Excuse me. So he's a FanDuel All-Star.
Oh, he's more of a FanDuel play. Okay,
right.
He's a FanDuel.
Yeah, lock and load on
FanDuel.
FanDuel.
4-minute play. Okay.
Yep. I mean, 20-something clearances per 90 is pretty good.
You know what would make this slate so much better? If all the games were at the same time.
Would it even?
Yeah, why not? At least you have to deal with it 2 hours. You're done.
Right. That's a good point. Yes.
Right. At least this past week, I'm like, okay, everything's over. Now there's another slate, and then everything over. Then we sit here. It's like, okay, thank you. 8-hour long slate. Right.
Yep. The good news is it's not like...
And I would have done well this past slate, even if it was a 6-game slate.
Yeah.
I would have played my early roster, and that's it. I mean,
right, that's it.
What else are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid.
Yeah. The good news is that we don't have our money tied up for 8 hours while there's an NFL slate going to be ready on a Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Right, exactly. Because did they lower the contest because of that? Is it, cheaper?
It was like $35,000.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you tell me first place is, 6th place is $4. So it doesn't matter?
The only thing we know is that it's $10,000 the first. Other than that, it doesn't.
It is?
It is $10,000 the first.
Lower, it'd be $5,000. If it's $10,000 the first, I can't even imagine what 7th place is. Do you even get money for 7th place?
They actually deduct crowns.
Cut it off at the top 6 at that point?
No, it's a fairly flat payout for soccer.
Okay.
Having said that, what do you think 7th is?
What's first?
10,000.
Okay, then 7th. If you're going to make it out that it's so much flatter, I'm going to say $300.
Ooh, not even. $250.
Not even, what, $250?
$250.
Okay, wow, that's. You wonder why I don't play them. People ask me, oh, I don't see in the GPPs or whatever. It's like, I ain't playing contests with these payout structures. I'll play my one lineup. Play me in head-to-head. I'll be in the double-ups. I'll have a little fun over there. There you go. You have fun making the lineup with the random center back that scores, and I'm fine on my own.
It's a $15 entry. They've been doing 20 for a while. If you finish 11th out of 2,745 entries, you win $75.
Right, 5x. Right, 5x for coming in the top, what? Less than the top 1%.
It's 20, well, let's see. 27th would be the 1%.
Right, so just under that.
Yeah. 27th pays $50.
Right, this is very healthy payouts. No wonder why the soccer lobby just constantly goes in decline.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the money go? Well, to the person that won first, and everyone else is broke.
Right. Yeah. Well, now that we got that out of the way, if anybody has any follow-up for Jordan, you can find him on Twitter at BlenderEd. That's BlenderHD. I'm at RotoWire Andrew. If you are watching this on YouTube and enjoyed it, if you could just drop a like below, that would be very appreciated. And if you're listening on the regular audio podcast, if you could just rate and review it wherever you listen. So, Jordan, thank you for that, and good luck on Saturday.